do this in prime time. Under the bright lights for you on the sidelines. The fans in the stands keeping doubly bright high. The gridiron fly guys, the green and the gold, yeah, they call it the franchise. The gizmos, the miles, the moves, the Kepleys, old spaghetti legs, Ricky Ray, Willie Bless, and whoever comes next to bring back the chip and add another brick to the legacy. Cause it's double E over everything. Double E's a legacy. Double E over everything. Double E, we rising up.
The Edmonton Elks close out their 2025 season with the ultimate rivalry, the Battle of Alberta. Pride on the line and the chance to finish strong as this team looks ahead to a new chapter in 2026. And with one more shot also to spoil Calgary's hopes of hosting a playoff game. The Elks would love nothing more to end the season with a statement win. Elks stamps Friday Night Football Battle of Alberta. But first, this is the Green and Gold Kickoff Show live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams at edmontonsportstalk.com, tune in, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. For those watching on YouTube or listening on Apple Edmonton Sports Talk. I always get that one. Right till the end of the season. We don't have a podcast for the kickoff show. Post-game show we do, not the kickoff show. Iwanyk and Jay Milne with you here today. We also have the Jays game, so thank you to everyone who's tuned in with us while watching the Jays game or watching something else tonight. We really appreciate it as the Edmonton Elks will close out this season. Jay, how are you doing today?
Oh, fantastic. I've gotten more of my fill of Matthew Iwanyk than I'm used to on a Friday, and you know what, buddy? I don't mind it. More? Well, yeah, we usually spend 2 hours on the hangout.
Yeah, but then we're in the same office together.
Okay. Easy there, pal. You lock yourself in your office with a slider that says "Do not disturb," while I hang out with everybody and converse.
I think my office door has only been closed about thrice since we moved in. I think only once I have gone to the "Do not disturb."
Yeah,
I think. Although we didn't talk a lot today, all completely.
Well, yeah, we
were having conversations.
We had some good times. I'll cherish the memory of today with you.
I likewise. I had a great time.
I thought it was very good. Thing. We were at, for those wondering, Matthew and I were at the Chamber of Commerce Small Business Trade Show. Yeah, held at the Citadel downtown. We met some great people, some really encouraging conversations, and it told a lot of people about EST. A lot of people knew about EST. But, I mean, Matt, there's no, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We were out there looking for partners.
Yeah.
That's our job. That's how EST keeps the lights on. So Matt and I were doing that, and we had a great day. It was a fantastic event put on. Lots of vendors there, lots of different businesses. So I thought it went very well.
You had a lovely looking chicken sandwich.
It was a good chicken sandwich. I had a blackened chicken sandwich from the restaurant in the Citadel.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called. Playbill.
Yes, lovely. It's just one of those sandwiches, right, that you look at and you know that this is fresh.
I was standing probably from a little bit further than we are right now. I could smell the freshness of that tomato.
Right.
I smelt the freshness of that tomato. I was like, that smells great. And that says it all.
I just want to make a note here that if Dalton Varsho hits in and drives in a run, there's 2 out in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded for my man Dalton Varsho. My plus 610 Jays play of the day will hit, and I will scream, and I will take a break to update my Twitter followers and those that rode with Jays play of the day. Just a fair warning.
We are also behind a little bit by
Don't, I don't need to know anything. Just stop.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. So you just careful watching the nasty chat. Although we don't have a single comment in the nasty chat yet. It's like people are busy right now.
Varsho's an RBI machine, and he's got bases loaded. Make contact. Put it in the field. Can you imagine if my 6-1 cashed in the first inning?
Talk about a no sweat.
Talk about a no sweat. Thank you. Yes.
That would be the ultimate baseball no sweat, though. But the only way it could have been better is if there was 0 outs still on the board. That is literally the only other way a no sweater would play out in baseball. While you do that, I'll get to the Edmonton Elks starting lineup. For those that are watching on YouTube, you'll see the depth chart right there. The Edmonton Elks today, Cody Fajardo, the starting quarterback. I'll emphasize starting there. I will just point out Cole Schneider listed as the second, Trey Ford listed as the third string quarterback. I wonder how much of Cody Fajardo we do see today, and how much the Elks probably want to. They've seen Trey Ford this year. Late in these seasons, when you're out, like, you want to see some of the other guys sometimes too. And Cole Schneider, I'll be fascinated to see if or when he takes the field. I hear like commercial. I'm assuming an out that happened there. The men protecting Fajardo to start. Again, everything I'm going to say is to start. Ivy, Cordy, Beard, McKellar, and Island. So it's like Island. Victor, Calhoun, Hilaire, Julian Grant, Middlemost. They are the receiving core. Rankin, the starting running back. Plamondon, the starting fullback. Defensively, starting Barlow, Williams, Johnson, Taylor on the D line. Mogensen in between DeBlanco and Logan Jr. And in the secondary, Garnes in between Jackson, Williams, Ross, and Ford. Blanchard kicking, Julian punting, and Javon Leake. He is your kick returner. I know that, so that didn't hit. No, that part.
Good signs. I mean, they got people on base.
Hey, that's always a good sign. In the first inning, if you're getting on base, you're eating into some pitches. But it means you're hitting off of the pitcher too, which is Blake Snell for the Dodgers. You Savage striking out Ohtani to start the game as well. Advantage Sports Medicine injury report.
Justin Rankin's got a team of specialists. You've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Call 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca. advantagesportmed.ca. Look, there's lots of change in the lineup, but I will give you the proper injury report. Brett Boyko at right tackle is out with a foot injury. Jared Brinkman is also out with a foot injury. Curly Gittens Jr. out with a head injury. I wonder if there's a reason he's out with a head injury. Is that because he took an explosive hit on a defenseless receiver last week? Possibly. As a defenseless receiver.
You said on a defenseless receiver.
Oh, I thought I said as. Yes, as a defenseless receiver. Now, here's the thing. Arkel Smith, Robbie Smith, and Jalen Williams are all listed as out and on the injury list, but no specific reason for injury. Things get a little different at this time of the year, especially in a game that essentially means nothing for this team. So, Maddie, Brett Boyko's out at right tackle. You mentioned it right off the hop. Greg Island is coming in that spot. Greg Island has been a bit of an unknown here for this Elks team. He's been listed on every injury report as load management. So I don't know what that has meant, but I do know he is starting at right tackle tonight, and I am interested in watching this. This is a 6'8" rookie with the Elks out of Mississippi State, played 2 years in Seattle with the Seahawks. This is a massive, massive human being. So, but whereas Brett Boyko is a Canadian, Greg Island is not. So, interested to see how that all plays out tonight.
Although the Edmonton Elks did go with 10 starters to start the year that were Canadian. So they do have wiggle room. Ed does have
ratio
wiggle room
is good
next year to make some changes, and if he wants lower the ratio, go to a couple of Americans. Let's take a look at the Calgary Stampeders to watch. Vernon Adams, the starter for the Calgary Stampeders. Dedrick Mills is their running back. This is a game. They need this win. The Calgary Stampeders, they can still, I'll just quickly run through the scenarios here. They can still host a playoff game. They can do it with a loss still, but it makes it easier. If they win and Winnipeg wins and BC ties, they will host a BC in the West semifinal. If they win and Winnipeg loses and BC ties or loses, they do it. If they lose, they'll need a BC loss and a Winnipeg win. Winnipeg gets Montreal tomorrow, and BC gets Saskatchewan at tomorrow as well. Montreal may not have anything to play for, so they might start resting people because Hamilton's up 26-7 at halftime over Ottawa, so they're going to clinch East. Looks like Montreal will have to be second in the East. Saskatchewan has nothing left to play for, but BC might be playing for second still, or they will be come tomorrow night. On the show today, actually, before we do that, weather for tonight for anyone that's heading down to Commonwealth Stadium to watch this game or in the tailgate. Right now, it's 15 degrees in Edmonton. As kickoff gets going, it's going to be about 14 degrees. By the time it ends, it's only going to be about like 13 degrees.
You know what that is?
That's football weather.
Yes, it is.
Actually, that's a nice one.
A nice night. It's beautiful.
A nice
October 24th.
Under the lights.
Yes. Do you want to go?
I do. Under the lights. I love games under the lights. That's the one thing about the summers for the CFL with Edmonton is you can't play under the lights.
It is under the lights tonight.
But tonight you get under the lights, and it's awesome. I love under the lights football. On the show today, we'll hear from one last time from Mark Kilam, head coach of the Edmonton Elks. So one last time for the season and of our kickoff show, not last time of him as head coach, because he'll be back next year. No question about that. Keys to an Elks victory predictions, 3 stories as well, and a Play Alberta Game Day odds check. But first, before we do that, question of the game. Jay, are you ready for this? Because this requires, there's no voting.
Oh, it's just an opinion piece.
It's not even fully that. I've got
an editorial.
Not even that. In as few words as possible. So I am trying to limit this, and I've got mine down. I'm down to 3. How would you describe the 2025 Edmonton Elks season? And you could always comment as well. Nasty Chat, 780-218-9999. That is the inbox.
Can I say 5 words?
Yeah, you could go as many. I don't know if you've ever saw Charles Barkley's like in 2 words or less, and then he did 6, and they're like, that was you didn't said 2 words, and he's like, well, who said that? And like, you probably haven't seen. I'll show it to you after.
Well,
just as few words as possible. I don't want like Scalding Gourd. He is responding. It's long. I'll read it after, but I want it as short as possible. And I'm 3 words.
I understand. 3. I understand the assignment. I'm just saying
this is 5.
This is. I did.
Yeah, you can.
5. This is my opinion. Now, I know that a lot of people will not share my opinion, and quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care. This is my opinion. I own these words because I truly believe in what I'm about to say. My 5 words to describe the Elks this season would be moving in the right direction.
I like that.
That's what I think. I think they have taken what can be a big step in moving in the right direction and finding the foundation. Not necessarily all on the field. Not talking about all the players you're going to see on the field tonight. But they found the right pieces from the top down. Unfortunately, one of those pieces was lost with Larry Thompson. May he rest in peace. But the rest of the pillars that are there are in place. And I do mean pillars for a reason. That is the catalyst that will carry this team forward. They are going to make changes in the offseason. They're going to bring in some players. And I know we're going to talk about it maybe in post, maybe in
mix of both,
or in pre and post. But that's the way I feel.
Yeah, I'll say McDiesel 780 is agreeing with you. He's also made football fun again. I think Elks over Jays. I appreciate that one. 2 people on Twitter that responded. Bill said a step in the right direction. So you had that. Another one just said promising. Mine was disappointed yet promising.
Yeah,
and the reason I go disappointed is it's time for playoffs in Edmonton. You know, it's time for playoffs in Edmonton. And I was one of those that was very high on this team coming into the season. But I'll never be happy with this team missing the playoffs, but also it's been 5 seasons. So for that reason, there's a disappointment. But then everything you said is right. Like, if you look at this team going into next year, the fact that, okay, last year there was some promising points going into the season, but it was also, okay, well, who's going to be the GM? Who's going to be the coach? And what's their vision and all of that? We know who the GM is. We know who the coach is. We know who the president is. But for the football side, it's really GM coach. We know who those guys are. They now know their team. And they get to go into this next season knowing, okay, this guy, yep. Okay, we need to fix here, and here. As opposed to Ed coming in, not knowing anything about this organization. Mark Kilam coming in, not knowing anything about this organization and going, okay, well, what are we doing here? And if you didn't see promising signs over the course of the last 3 months, then you weren't watching games. Like it outright, you were just looking for the results on the scoreboard, and you weren't actually watching those games. So Trent KS said disappointing, should have made playoffs. Denny said frustrating, which I do understand those. Matt Hyman, I like the 3 words: confusing, optimistic, disappointing. I don't know about as much as the confusing part, but optimistic and disappointing, I think both can be used in the same sentence when it comes to this Edmonton Elks team. So your thoughts, 780-218-9999. You can jump into the nasty chat as well. In as few words as possible, how would you define this Edmonton Elks season in your eyes? Let's get to our Play Alberta Game Day odds check. Check them out. Visit them, playalberta.ca. Download the app today. The EST specials, they're always loaded with things. And over the next few days, they'll be loaded with Oilers stuff. They will also be loaded with Toronto Blue Jays stuff. But Jay and Matt's big play of this game. We're just going out swinging with the Edmonton Elks.
Why not?
Let's go swinging. And we're just saying, hey, the points are going to be scored today. Edmonton Elks to win, and a game total over 54 or over. That is plus 520 exclusively at Coolbet. For this game today, the Calgary Stampeders, they're favored by 4.5 on the money line. The Edmonton Elks outright, they're plus 157 in the app. The over-under is 53.5. We said, let's go over. Let's take an Elks victory to end this 2026 season. Again, EST specials at Play Alberta, playalberta.ca. Still 0-0. Top of 2. Yankees
1-0.
Sorry. Did they score?
Yeah, they're in a good spot right now.
Apologies for that one. Let's get to this game. The Elks and Stamps coming up just after 7:30 down at Commonwealth Stadium. 3 stories of this game, and really story 1. It is the look to next year. It is the look to, okay, are we going to see certain players come into this? Like, okay, I'll start with the quarterback. Are you going to see Cody Fajardo start this game and finish this game?
I believe you're going to see him start this game.
You don't think he'll finish?
No.
If they're winning, does he finish?
What's the point?
To try to keep Calgary from getting second? Or is, hey, seeing what maybe Cole Strider could do more important?
Much more. This game is a nothing burger for this team, other than, like you said, a glorified exhibition game. Cody Fajardo, I believe, will be the starting quarterback of this team next season.
Yeah.
You need to find what you have in Cole Snyder, to see if this is a possible person that you could have come in, heaven forbid an injury. You know, it's a CFL. You don't know.
Yep.
But I also feel this means that number 2 for Edmonton, Trey Ford, is not a part of the future plans for this organization.
Yeah, I'd fully agree with that. Hernan had John Hodge from 3 Down Nation. He said there's a 6-figure bonus due to Trey, I think in Feb, or maybe it's in Jan. Would fully expect a press release prior to that. Which
is not new. This is very common that players that have bonuses, teams will release them before that.
The only thing I do wonder if maybe what they don't like what Cole Schneider is, they try to renegotiate. But there's no, he's coming in on, like, at best, if Trey Ford is still in Edmonton Elk next year, he's clear number 2 going into next season. And the only way he's going to see the field is if there's an injury to Cody Fajardo. That's would be his role.
Yep.
But I also think that for the organization, because there's still fans that are going to want Trey. There's still fans that are going to hope for Trey. And I think for the sake of the franchise, there's just a better of why have him then on the roster? Why have a situation where if you have one bad game, let's say Cody, and he hasn't had any of those really with Edmonton, but he's having one of those games, you don't need the we want Trey for a chance.
No.
That could bring down your morale. Like, so just move on from the guy.
Yeah, I don't think he's a part of the plan for this team. I don't think he's a future at quarterback for this team. Nor do I really think Cody Fajardo is the plan.
I guess the question is, what is future?
Like, I'm talking for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them are, which is going to be something that Ed Hervey needs to address. And that's where it is interesting to see what Cole Snyder can do tonight. I'm actually really interested to see that. I hope he gets a decent chance to show what he's got, because we haven't seen him.
Nope.
We've literally only seen him on short yardage situations.
Yeah, he spent time with Rutgers in the NCAA, but then he left Rutgers to go to Buffalo. He didn't start at Rutgers. In Buffalo, his first season there, he was 7-6. Then he was 3-9. Then he went to East Michigan Eagles, and he was 5-7 as a starter there. And is with the Edmonton Elks, 25-year-old from New York, Lakewood, New York. So we'll see what happens to him. You got Island. Did I get that right?
Yep.
On the right tackle spot. That's an interesting one to me as well, because, I think many will look at the offensive line and hope that there's maybe some sort of change, and that the O-line wasn't good enough this season. That the O-line last year, when we were doing this game last year, we talked about how surprising the O-line was, that they were quite good last season. I think this season there's going to be a lot more of they didn't get to the level that they needed to be at. But I think more specifically, that right side at times really struggled. McKellar at right guard struggled. And at times Boyko struggled in that right tackle spot. And it'll be fascinating to see how Island does there. And if this helps try to give Ed and Mark Kilam a look at going, okay, maybe there's someone else that we could play here. And to the point that we already had an American, but they've got Canadians. They can make those adjustments that they need to.
Yeah, and I mean, Edmonton's second worst in the CFL with giving up 49 sacks. That is, do you know who the best is?
BC was.
BC at 18, Matthew. Look at that spread. 18-49.
What were the Elks last year? Weren't they like 25 or something?
27.
Yeah.
They gave that up halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
No.
I get it. There's a lot of local talent. There's a lot of Canadian talent on that O-line, but it's just not been good enough. And okay, is it meshing? Is it communication? Is it time? I don't know. They have, this is the first year that they were together. This is, O'Donnell was brought in 3/4 of the way through the season, so you can't really say.
He's almost a free agent for next year in some ways.
O'Donnell?
Yeah.
O'Donnell best be back here.
Oh, no, but like the idea of you could look at him as he's an addition to the team next year because he wasn't there for all of this.
Yes, he wasn't there for training camp.
Yeah, like one of those, now he actually got like an extended training camp this year. He's here for next year.
O'Donnell's the best offensive lineman maybe in the CFL. Maybe, top 5 for sure if he gets a full season. But they do need to address issues on there. Blue Jays got out of a jam, bases loaded. They are still down 1-0 partway through the second inning. Mid-2. Look, there's so many things that are going to need to be addressed by this team in the offseason. One of which I don't know if we're going to, based off of the communication we had with you all early in the season, was the defensive side of the ball. That was a major concern to start off the season, but that has been obviously one of the strengths of this team throughout the season. That is a facet of the game for this team that has continued to improve. And you got to give credit to JC Sherritt, a first-time defensive coordinator in the CFL. Professionally, coming up and getting it done. And he put the right pieces in place. There will be changes on that defense, though. There will be omissions from the defense based off of how well the defensive, in particular the defensive line and the linebackers played, given they were missing some of their best players, or some might say highest paid players. Look, the CFL is about dollars and cents. You have to spend your money wisely. And if you look at, I know that CFL doesn't release this, but we had an idea of this with when these people were signed through free agency. There will be some changes there on defense.
Well, I was about to say, this is the time of the show where I rant at the Canadian Football League.
Oh, go on.
Well, not here. It's at this point. I mean, I actually have a secondary rant with Stuart Johnson a little bit too. How long ago has it been since the rules thing was announced?
I don't know, 2 months?
Month and a half.
Month and a half at least.
It wasn't September. It wasn't. 2 months would be August.
Okay.
I'm just like, he said other announcements were coming. Where are they? I'm at this point.
You can't announce anything now.
Hey,
you're not going to announce anything until after the season.
You announced that. That's a pretty big one.
Yeah, the timing was there.
He could have announced something. He said there's a lot of announcements coming.
He alluded that the cat was essentially going to get out of the bag, so they said, let's announce it.
Well, the cat's out of the bag on the fantasy league, so there's a lot. I'm disappointed in him with that one. But you want one thing that the CFL
You're disappointed
needs.
in him? I'm disappointed in him.
I'm disappointed in him.
Okay.
Well, the rules we've all talked about it, aren't the biggest thing that is going to attract people to CFL. One of the things is getting people talking about the CFL. And we have a pre- and post-game show tonight for a team that's not here going to the playoffs this year. And we're looking to 2026. And we have zero clue who are we can't quickly open up who's a free agent and who's not for next season. We can't quickly look up of the 8 other teams who's a free agent and who's not next year. We can't do a wish list. You want to know something? The Edmonton Elks should target this person, this person, this person if they hit free agency. We do it for hockey. We can do it for baseball. We can do it for basketball. We can do it for football in down south. It's about they'll release the free agent schedule in December, but for the teams that like next weekend, 2 teams are going to be eliminated. Weekend after, 2 more teams are going to be eliminated. How great would it be in those cities in the lead up after that game for the games after for us to have a conversation of like legit what this like. Hey, you want to know something? Jake Serres, I believe he signed a 1 year. I think Robbie Smith signed a 2 year. But knowing that we could be like, yep, they have, and I wouldn't bring back one of them. CFL, get on that. You don't have to release the salaries. Don't tell us the salaries. Send us a free agent list sooner or create a Puckpedia of the CFL that just tells us when players are signed till. That's it. It'd be wonderful. And then we could have an honest conversation about this league. We can have an open discussion about this league that is more informed and educated. There's my yearly rant towards the CFL.
Yeah, it is a tradition unlike any other. The Matthew Iwanyk rant about
the Masters and me.
Yeah, about making sure that we can see who's available, what's available. Cap space. Heaven forbid we knew what that was.
It's just to tell us the Elks are a % of the cap. Like I want to have a good discussion of they need a receiver. And I want to be able to sit and be like, these are the 3 guys. I'd want one of these 3. Well, I don't know who those receivers are because I would have to go and Google every single receiver in the Canadian Football League and try to find when they signed and look at the press release and be like, how long are they signed till? It didn't take me days. I don't have that time.
Well, and we're
at a trade show today.
Yeah, exactly. We were working. That is an issue for sure, and it doesn't allow your game to be properly covered. You want to ramp up excitement leading into the window or throughout the offseason for people like Matt and I or markets in Ottawa and Toronto that aren't talking about real football right now. We're looking towards next year. Well, offer this ability because we would go off on it. And I would say this guy's out. This guy is someone you could target. Now, that being said, I don't want you to think that, hey, they're going to get rid of a bunch of veteran players off this Elks defense and offense. But if you're allowed to, if you can tell J.C. Sherritt, the defensive coordinator, that, hey, your defense is as good's not the right word, but if they're performing to a certain level without this much of a handcuff with payroll, you're going to take that offer every day. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying, again, Jake Serezna's got to go, but I'll tell you one thing, Jake Serezna might have to renegotiate or look at a lower dollar value for his contract.
Well, yes, between him, Robbie Smith, and Althor Niles Morgan, it's hard to see the 3 coming back.
Not at that price tag.
That's the thing. And when you look at this defense and the turnaround, you're not talking about great play from Niles Morgan because he was out injured. And Mogensen has come in and has performed just as well. This D-line has actually performed better, I would say, than Jake Serezna or Robbie Smith largely. That it's hard to see those 3. I also just back to the CFL part of this. What's one of the best things that for leagues that people love rumors? People love those type of discussions. I saw it like the NBA is one of those leagues. You don't have to watch an NBA game, and the drama that falls with taking away the gambling stuff that's happened these last couple of days. There's always some sort of drama, player movements or things like that. It's a story. It's something to follow on its own. People love those type of things, and to help create that, you need those free agent lists. And it would be nice to sit there and be like, you want to know something? Yeah, I'll have one more wish list on that. Break it down on here's how much is spent offensively, here's how much is spent defensively. break it down those two ways largely. And then you could sit there and be like, okay, well, you want to know something? We talked about those three. Look, the Elks maybe need a little more offensively. So can you do one? Like, it just makes the conversation better, I think, makes it more educated. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And if you don't want to release the players' salaries, I get that. But at least tell us earlier who's free agent, who's not. It's a great day for me in December when I see that list. I'm always so happy. I'm like, hey, finally we get to know. But I shouldn't have to wait till then when we know the Edmonton Elks are done. And we have 2 months or a month of possible Elks discussions looking into 2026. Why did I hear a crowd roar? Why are you shaking your head?
Terrible base running by Ernie Clement.
No. These are the worst monitors Dusty got.
Yeah, try living with that every day.
You want to know, they're great in terms of the work, but if you need to watch what's going on somewhere else, and there's never anything in the morning for Dusty, I get that.
Ernie Clement should have stayed at second. What are you thinking? Golly.
This is the Green and Gold Kickoff Show. Matt Iwanyk, Jay Milne with you here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Let's get to our second story of this game, and that's playing a little bit spoiler against the Calgary Stampeders. We talked about it. You don't keep Cody Fajardo out there. But how nice do you think it would be if Mark Kilam could go out there and stop the Calgary Stampeders from hosting a playoff game?
Well,
I think he'd like that a little bit.
Yeah, but I might be a little bit of a spoiler to your spoiler storyline. BC's not losing to the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
You never know.
Who is Saskatchewan dressing, Matt?
Let's take a look.
How many quarterbacks are they going to dress and play? I mean, this happened last week. The Saskatchewan Roughriders were bullying the Winnipeg Blue Bombers until they decided to put in their third string quarterback.
I will counter you with something on that, though. So Saskatchewan, though, tomorrow has Harris listed as the starter, Jake Mayer is second, and that Cone is the third. We'll see who gets the start. I do wonder if Harris will play a little bit in that game. Just don't want.
Why?
Because they don't want him to sit for so long without throwing a football.
Okay, so he plays 2 series,
like a preseason thing,
3 series tops.
But if Calgary is not going to want to let BC off the hook, they're going to want BC to have to play for that.
Yeah, so Calgary's going to want to.
I know. So Mark Kilam, hey, we'll take it. You guys have fun on the road.
Yeah,
you're going to the playoffs. Have fun on the road.
Trust me, Mark Kilam would love nothing more than to put his former team out, or at least at the prospect of hosting and getting that extra revenue from a home playoff game. Yeah.
Take that, Calgary.
I'm all for it. I just don't think it matters.
I think the players want it for Mark.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
It's Battle of Alberta too, though.
Yeah.
I want them to be pissed off, like want to beat down Calgary. You should always want to beat down Calgary.
Sure.
It doesn't matter when or where you're playing. If you're wearing the double E and you're wearing green and gold, you should want to beat down Calgary.
I just fear that this game will get into a relaxed state. And what I mean, yes, I do, because it just has the makings of that. So it's an absolute nothing burger for Edmonton. Calgary, yes, okay, they need to win, but if this game if it's 14-0 in the first quarter for Calgary, this game turns into a bit of a snooze fest.
And I disagree with that a little bit, because I don't think Mark Kilam would allow that. I don't think his type of teams allow that. They're going to play to the final whistle of the season.
Yeah, you can say that all you want, but I mean these players, I'm sorry, they're playing.
Cole Schneider goes out there, he ain't mailing it in.
No, but is everybody else at the same level?
Island will be. McKellar better be.
Sure.
Calhoun, middlemost, better be.
Yeah.
Victor Hilaire, you don't get a night off. Julian Grant, you get a little bit of a night off. Rankin, you could have a little bit of a night off. Mogensen, DeBlanco, most of that defense you could probably. The defensive line is the big one.
It'll be interesting to see Isaiah Knight, a product out of UBC, draft pick last year, who could possibly get some decent playing time tonight if they want to give Rankin an early exit from the game. I was very high on Isaiah Knight coming into the season. He's a big body. He's a bruising running back. So that would be an interesting thing. It'll be exciting to see players that we haven't seen we've seen them at practice, but we have not seen them in game play. So that will be exciting.
The third story of this game. Team awards were announced this week. Should have. I forgot that we could have got into this one. The CFL, for those that haven't followed the CFL maybe closely, every team releases their award winner for every category. And then in a few weeks, what will be announced, the West and the East finalists will be announced. One from the East, one from the West, from this group of award winners. And then at CFL Awards Grey Cup week, they will announce the overall winner. For the Edmonton Elks, Justin Rankin, the running back, he's a unanimous choice for the most outstanding player for the green and gold. We will get to that right away, Jay, as you're looking at me. Cordell Jackson, most outstanding defensive player. Most outstanding offensive lineman is David Beer. Most outstanding special teams player is Javon Leake. Most outstanding Canadian is Joel DeBlanco. And the most outstanding rookie is Chalon Garnes. Keep outstanding player on the side for a quick second. Anything stand out to you on that? Do you agree with it all? Is there something that you sit there and go,
Cordell Jackson, very well deserved.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if you were to look at this team, this roster at the start of the year and say who's going to be your outstanding defensive player, nobody would have said Cordell Jackson.
You're 100% right on that.
But he is, and he deserves it. He has been a very much so a steady Eddie back there, whether it be at halfback or safety. He's a jack of all trades, a bit of a Swiss Army knife for this team, and I'm very happy for him. He deserves it. He's been balling out all year, played every game.
Mm-hmm. Right? Which wasn't something that happens a lot for the Edmonton Elks.
A bit of an Iron Man, so kudos to that. Now, the next, where I would say next would be Javon Leake. Because I think he might have a chance at coming out of the West as the nominee for the major award. If you look at Javon Leake's numbers, in combined return yards, he's number one in the CFL.
Yeah, I think the only one that Trey Vaval out of Winnipeg, he didn't play all year, but once he started, he was electric. I find it hard to believe that he'll pass him, but it would be between those two.
Yeah.
And I think whoever wins that is going to win the most outstanding special teams player of the year. Okay, so Justin Rankin is the most outstanding player of the Edmonton Elks. As I said, a unanimous choice. Credit has to be given to one individual, though, outside of Justin Rankin, because I think Justin Rankin would have thought he's going to have a good year. There's only one other person I think there is that thought Justin Rankin is that guy. I think there's only one other person that at the start of this season, before this season even began, went, you want to know something? This guy's an MOP. Like one of those, we should bet this. Play Alberta, find the line for him for MOP. I believe in this guy. To which we went, come on. Like, and the running back, like they have Trey Ford. Or like now as the season goes, they have Cody Fajardo. Like really the running back. Like it's, you don't generally go to running back. You need to be Brady-esque to go to a running back. Not Justin Rankin. One guy outside of Justin Rankin. Believe that. Jay Milne over here.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Because this was a huge breakout season for Justin Rankin. He was great last season. But I don't think anyone else beyond you saw something like this. This was a dual threat out of the backfield, catching the ball. He made things happen. He's carried this Elk offense as the leader of like when he goes off, this offense goes off. So much of that I owe you a River Cree prime rib dinner. That was one of our bets. You don't get any chips for the roulette table from me. You'll have to provide that yourself. But I will take you for the prime rib special.
As long as I'm there with you, I'm happy. That would be great.
But man, Justin Rankin, so well deserved as MOP. Nathan Rourke is going to be the West nominee. I don't think you could take that away from him. But you can't then take away just how great of a season this was for Justin Rankin.
Mm-hmm. Just electric. The reason I believed in Justin Rankin is just his vision that he showed last year, his composure to come back to a team that had released him and come back and said, no, I'm gonna put my feet in the ground and I'm gonna, make my imprint on this team. So much that he's just he believes in himself so much. When the ball is in his hands, anything can happen. And I just love the mental aspect that he brings to the game. This is a true professional, and obviously a reason why the Elks have locked him up through 2027. So I'm very excited for Justin Rankin. Happy for him. It just couldn't have happened to a better person, and somebody that truthfully loves Edmonton, loves being here, loves football, loves showing up to the locker room every day. That's Justin Rankin.
Just his attitude on the sidelines, like he brings a lightheartedness.
Yeah.
It seems like calm things down when they win. He does great things. A littler guy for a running back, but when you see some of those guys, you think just speed. But this is a guy that could. The most impressive part to me is the fact that he's just so hard to bring down.
Yeah.
That 2 or 3 guys, they could get on him, and he's going to get past it. He's going to get out of it. Like, you need to properly wrap him up, and then hope somebody helps if you want to take him down if you're a defender. I love the way he plays. I love what he does. I would like to see a little bit more of trying to mix in Javon Leake with that, because I think there's something there that could be had that is just completely almost unstoppable. But the Edmonton Elks are at a very nice spot with Rankin and Leake. But Rankin this season, probably since Michael Riley in my mind, the best offensive player that this team has had.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that's even close.
Nope, I agree with you. And a bright spot for a team that, I mean, when's the last time we've had, or the Edmonton Elks have had, a running back? Would that be Goldie McClendon?
I wasn't even the biggest fan of him.
But he was able to do some pretty dynamic things.
Who did they have in 15?
Bertrand?
Well, I don't think John White. Was John White part of that team? No, they had Shakir Bell and Nick Grigsby. It wasn't him. It's
John Avery?
Well, that's 02.
I know.
It might be John Avery. In terms of that.
I'm talking about.
Well, and he is. I don't know the last time we could say that the Edmonton Elks might have, from an offensive defensive side of things. I'm taking special teams because those guys, Javon Leake can be that dynamic electric player. Justin Rankin might be. He's in a conversation for most dynamic player in the Canadian football.
Yes,
outright.
And he's locked up.
Yeah,
he's under contract. So now Jordan McSimmick can know that going into next year. Know who he's got as a starting quarterback. Know who he's got as a starting running back.
Well, the quarterback still has to be signed. Just throw that out there.
It'll happen.
I know. I'm pretty sure it'll happen to get signed. He's only 28, Justin Rankin.
Find yourself a game-breaking receiver, and this has the makings of an offense that can be quite lethal.
Yeah.
You've got 2 of the 3 components.
I agree.
Already in the stable. One unsigned, one that needs to be negotiated. That's okay. But I don't think Cody Fajardo's going anywhere.
No, I agree. But it just you got to wait till that contract is officially done. I love watching Justin Rankin play. I also just like running backs. I'm a guy, when some people say if the CFL went to 4 downs, you'd get more running. And I know most people wouldn't like that. I actually, though, would. But I don't want 4 downs. I like running football, though.
I do. I don't like, the bruising 2-yard, 3-yard running back. I like the guy that can slash and gash.
Yeah, I did love John Avery when I was a kid.
Like John Avery, he
was always the guy. I was so sad when he left. But
you hit a crease, he's gone.
I also grew up with the Jamal Lewis Ravens, and I love the smash them.
Sure, that's fair.
I'm sick in that one. I am absolutely sick in that way. There's your 3 stories for today's game, as the Elks are going to get set to take on the Calgary Stampeders. Down at Commonwealth Stadium, the Elks will finish up their 2025 season before Ed Hervey, Mark Kilam, Chris Morris turn the page and start looking ahead to 2026. The Edmonton Elks, they're 7-10 on this season at 14 points. That's the same mark in terms of wins at this point in terms of 7 as they had last year. They finished last year at 7-11. They're looking to finish with 1 more above that tonight as they take on the Calgary Stampeders. Last year's 7th win was big for one of the bets that we had earlier in the year. This year, unfortunately, came up a little bit short.
Ain't gonna get there this year.
The tough part too is it's just, this is why, back to the question of the game, which is, in as few words as possible, define this Elk season. And Shan went in and said better than last. Yours was moving in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
I disappointing yet promising. And where I'll go with, you could, for me, why it's also disappointing yet promising, the fine margin the Elks were. the fine margin. You take 2 games. You take the Toronto-Hamilton last-second field goal. You find a way to close that one out. That's 4 more points. And we're talking about what? Well, one, command center maybe is part of that. But we're talking about maybe like 4 or 5 plays that go a little different. And cause an incompletion or something like that. The Edmonton Elks are instead at 9 wins right now at 18 points.
Everybody's happy. And this game means something.
You're meaning something where maybe, what would happen if the Edmonton Elks were at 18 points right now? They win, they'd be in the playoffs because they'd be knocking out Calgary because they'd finish tied and they'd have the season series type.
Yeah.
Like, just the fine margin. How many different plays? Like, we probably could go back and break it down to 4 or 5 plays this season. Completely changes everything, and this team might be in the playoff. But that's also the sign that this team's almost there. That this team is right there on the edge, and why I feel really good. Get ready for 2026 because I don't think this team's getting off to an 0-4 start.
It was crazy.
Or something. I like they're starting off the right foot.
I just saw an Edmonton Elks commercial.
Did you?
We're watching the Sportsnet feed.
Yeah, the app. On the app.
And there was an Edmonton Elks commercial for 2026 season tickets.
Well done, Elks.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't recall ever seeing CFL ads outside of TSN. Now, the CFL, that's not snaps to the CFL.
No, that's snaps to the Elk.
That snaps to the Elks. Well, you want to know something? If you want to get your brand out there right now, what was it, 7 million Canadians or something watched Game 7 of the ALCS?
Sure. This might be an opportune time.
It's worth the money. It's going to be expensive.
Possibly. What do I know?
It's going to be expensive, but you're going to want to get in on that one. And the Edmonton Elks, you need everything again. You need to get in front of as many eyeballs as possible. So good on the Elks for that one. Like, even if it's just seen in, I don't know if this is Sportsnet West and it's just seen in the West area. Well, that's your target.
Yeah.
And how many people in Edmonton are currently watching this type of game?
Exactly.
Good job to that marketing team. Whoever came up with that. I'm impressed.
I couldn't believe my eyes.
I'm impressed.
I had to rub them like this.
I want to give we don't do conches on this show, but Sean, can I get a conch for tuning into the Elks pregame show instead of the World Series? Go Blue Jays, say Sean.
Something.
Yeah, I don't.
You got to turn up that right.
I'm not doing Sean.
Give him a read.
Regular conch.
Well,
I could do the old conch.
No. Give him a read. Dun, da, da, da. It's top left. It's red.
I got a better one to a degree.
Give him a dun, da, da, da.
Well, I'm going to.
That's pretty good.
I'll give him also a read one. Sean, with the conch is 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's holy.
Morning, 6 a.m. hour on the morning show, and I'm not having Dusty lose it on me, and Eric lose it on me, and Trev lose it on me because I broke the rule on this one. Which one's the dun-da-da-da? Oh, there it is.
Dun-da-da-da! Yes.
Sean.
Dun-da-da-da!
There you go. You get both of those instead of
I think that's bonus.
Conch. But thank you for tuning in. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be following this baseball game as Jay is right now. But we also thank you that you found time.
Yes.
And not like, it's not even like this is a playoff-esque game for the Edmonton Elks. It's over. Like, they're not making the playoffs. So for you to tune in on Edmonton Sports Talk and listen to us Yahoos talk about this Edmonton Elks team while the Blue Jays are playing, we greatly appreciate that.
Hardos.
We have some of the best listeners that you could ever ask for right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We got to get to our guest keys to an Elks victory and a prediction. Jay's going to look for one more a record prediction. I'm just going to say that early here, and we'll get to that. But before we do that, yeah, you don't know about this. Well, you do, but you don't at the exact same time.
I'm intrigued.
You're aware of it, but I'll explain it after.
Okay. Sign me up.
But first, for final time of 2025, let's hear from head coach of the Edmonton Elks, Mark Kilam, speaking to the media earlier this week and talking, I know a bit in this clip here about the team awards for the Edmonton Elks that we talked about a little bit earlier.
Whole practice of the season, little tough, or just the guys were happy today. I mean,
lots of energy. Yeah, lots of energy. Sun's out. Always should embrace an opportunity when we have to play professional football.
All right, team nominees. Let's go through them one by one and give me a comment on each of them. MLP, Justin Rankin.
Really no surprise there. Been one of our best players, the whole year. Spark on our offense. Big play rank.
We'll stay on the offense. David Beard, most outstanding lineman.
Yeah, I mean, veteran presence. He's in the middle, so he makes all the protection calls. Anchor of the group.
Rookie, Jalen Garnes.
Yeah, Jalen Garnes started the whole year. We put a lot on him, either at free safety, Sam, and he's been playing special teams the whole year as well, at least on one special team. It was a close battle. He's well-deserving just because he's had a ton on him. Shout out to Kenny Logan as well.
I'll add another question here. Jalen Garnes, when he went back to safety, what have you noticed in his second stint as a starting safety compared to the first stint?
Yeah, communication's better. I mean, he's growing. I mean, that position makes a lot of checks, does a lot of things. Like I said, we put a ton on him. That's why he's well-deserving of it. He's more comfortable, definitely.
Cordell Jackson, most outstanding defensive player, who, by the way, snuck in a punt return touchdown.
Yeah, we'll give him that one. Well playing special teams the whole year as well. I mean, KJ, dude's a warrior, puts his body on the line, backs up what he says out here on game day. Nothing but respect for KJ.
And the leadership he's bringing, like you said, he's the big communicator for JJ.
Yeah, and he's been one of our most versatile pieces. Started in multiple positions again the entire season, so very well deserving.
Canadian Joe DeBlanco.
Yeah, Joel, energy every day. Started the year as the punt team captain, ends as basically a defensive captain out there. Just got better each and every week. Just really proud of Joel.
And last but not least, special teams, Javon Leake.
Yeah, no surprise there. I mean, the guy makes the stuff that we scheme better. That's what good players do. I'm excited that and pleased with the fact that we got him going again after kind of laying dormant for a year. But he's dangerous every time he touches the ball, and the guys enjoy blocking for him.
And he snuck in an offensive touchdown.
Yeah, hopefully he gets another one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Oh. You look like you had a question. Yeah, okay.
So, obviously you're not making the playoffs, so you're clearly disappointed. But this team's a lot better than it was 8 weeks ago. Do you consider this season a success?
Yeah, I haven't got deep in reflection. It was literally like deal with the disappointment, start game planning for Calgary. It was really how we wanted to end. I'm definitely proud of the growth in a lot of areas, but I haven't spent a ton of time reflecting. Hopefully I will in the future.
There's Mark Kilam speaking to the media a little bit earlier this week. I will say this. I hope when he does reflect on it, he doesn't view it, go full coach and go, anytime we don't make the playoffs, it's disappointing. He wasn't here for the Elks of the past. This was year one. I think there's a lot of positive things to take from. There's disappointing things possibly to take from too, and I get that from a coach. But I do hope he walks away with looking at, it was just still a pretty good season for this team as they're looking to build.
Yeah,
again,
absolutely.
He wasn't part of all the other stuff. This is his first year. Matt Hyman, what attendance for the Elks games next season would be considered a win? I have a thought. Do you have one?
Attendance average?
Yeah, I'm going with that attendance average.
Considered a win, 25,000 plus.
Oh, that's higher than I'm at.
Well, you want me to know, you want my honest opinion about what's a win? I mean, we don't obviously have the schedule for next year, but let's say the Elks start on the road, come home, then they're 1-0. You're going to have 15 plus. No question.
I mean, the 2-2 start to the season, better than 0-4 that this team.
It just depends on the start and whether they can get it going early. Look, Edmontonians want nothing but a successful football team. That's it. The name, that's gone. It's a moot point. Winning will bring the people out. Yeah. We've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen it. We saw, I think it was for a minor football night, but the upper deck open. Like, we've seen that this organization is ready to do that if the people show up. And you know why the people show up? To support winners. Nobody shows up to support losing teams. So, the math to get there, the equation is not all that difficult.
Yeah, and to me, it's all dependent on the wins, too. And I think if it's a winning season, a team by winning season is going to the playoffs. I think 25,000 as an average is a win for me outside of Riders and Stamps games. That can bump up your average.
You say 25,000?
22.5, sorry.
What did I say?
25.
Oh.
I'm going lower.
Oh.
But outside of Stamps, Riders
I thought
games.
I said, okay,
You said
yeah.
25.
I thought I said, yeah.
I'm going 22.5.
I'm questioning myself. I'm questioning everything.
You had a higher. I'm going 22-5 for most games. I do expect to because we've seen it this year. If, Labor Day rematch, when the Riders come to town, I'm expecting 30. Like I that's the number I expect. But I think the rest, 22-5, to me, it's a win, but you have to be winning to get there. But if they get there and they're winning, then I think 27, we're looking at 27 to 30,000. Like, credit to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I think they're the first team since the Riders did it in like 07 or something. They sold out every game this year. Tomorrow's a sellout. They sold out every single game all season.
Fantastic.
That's not going to happen in Edmonton. And the reason I say that, just like too big of a stadium. But if this team gets back to averaging 30 to 32 and being near the top, if not at the top of terms of attendance, which this organization has been for, it wasn't that long ago that this was the organization that led in attendance. If they keep making the playoffs, they're not far off from getting back there. But for me, it's 22-5. Outside of Riders Stamps, I'm expecting 30,000 as a win. If they have like 25 or 22-5 and it's Riders and Stamps in town, that to me is a loss. Keys to an Elks victory?
Play better than the other team.
If you're going to go that way, they score more points than the others.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess it's...
I don't want you to think that, we're looking at this and we're breaking down every competition and every... This is a glorified exhibition game for the Elks. Calgary has something at stake still. Yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. What do I expect? Do I expect an Elks win? No, I don't. If they get one, good on you. Good on you for finishing out strong. That would say a lot about, I guess, the leadership of this team. So, it would be a great way to finish the season as well.
Yeah, to me, I hope that we see them play till the end. I hope, especially if they bring out some of these or take out some of the starters, put in the youngest. I hope we see them play till the very final whistle, and try to, for certain ones like a Cole Schneider, try to earn your job for next year. Try to earn your spot on this team for next year. Your prediction for today's game?
Uh, 24-23 Elks.
Jay Milne is 7-10 this year on his record.
You've been keeping track?
No, I haven't. I don't have to. He's picked the Elks all season. That was the streak. And I was wondering if you're going to keep the streak going.
I have to.
And you did. And I'm proud of you for it. Jay is 7-10 on this season, looking to improve at 8-10, because every single time he has taken the Edmonton Elks, he's believed in this team every single time. So we'll see I'm surprised you didn't realize that.
I should have.
That was the big thing. Jay has just been all year.
Well, why not?
He has been picking the Edmonton Elks. And we'll see if he can improve to 8-10 on this year. He's got to do better next year. We'll see how that goes. On behalf of Jay Milne and Matt Iwanyk, thank you to everyone for tuning into the Green and Gold Kickoff Show live right here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Elks Stampeders Battle of Alberta coming up down at Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium in just a few minutes. And once it's over, I'm not going to lie, we're not going to break down much of the action, but we're going to start looking ahead to 2026 because once that final whistle goes, it's on to 26 for the Edmonton Elks, and we will do that right here on the Green and Gold post-game show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Once again, on behalf of Jay, I'm Matt. Enjoy the baseball game as well as the Edmonton Elks game. We'll talk to you once this one's over.